Hello viewers, how are you? Welcome to my channel. Today we are going to discuss about physical science curriculum. As notification is going to be released, so we will release the videos fastly. The term curriculum, broadly defined, includes goals for student learning, skills, knowledge, and attitudes, content, the subject matter in which learning experiences are embedded, sequence, the order in which concepts are presented, learners' instructional methods and activities, instructional resources, materials, and settings, evaluation methods used to access students' learning as a result of these experiences, and adjustments to teaching and learning processes based on experience and evaluation. The literal meaning of curriculum is derived from Latin word cure, which means a chariot race, runway, path to run, laid way, that is laid to reach the goal. Definitions of curriculum. Cunningham. Curriculum is a tool in the hands of the artist, the teacher, to mold his material student in the studio, the school. Secondary Education Commission. Curriculum is defined as totally of experiences the pupil receives through the manifold activities that go in the school. In the curriculum, library, laboratory, workshops, playground, and in the numerous informal contacts between the teacher and the pupil. CV Good. Curriculum is a systematic group of courses or some sequences of subjects required for graduation or certification in a major field of study. Taba. Curriculum is a plan for learning. Ralph Tyler and Hilda Taba. It is a plan for action or a written document that includes strategies for achieving desired goals or ends. Ralph Tyler. The curriculum is all the learning experiences planned and directed by the school to attain its educational goals. Alexander and Saylor. It is the total effort of the school to bring about desired outcomes in and out of school situation. Crow and Crow. Curriculum includes all learners' experience in or outside the school that are included in a program which has been devised to help him develop mentally, physically, socially, emotionally, spiritually, and morally. Curriculum also pays attention to means and ends or outcomes. Curriculum is a complete plan for implementation of educational aims. Curriculum is the reflection of the culture of a particular society. Dewey says curriculum as a single experience, which is a continuum of means and ends, and also he says that these are two are inseparable. There, the school built a new social order, book written by George S. Curriculum is the soul of the process of education. Curriculum is viewed almost synonymously with the term education. All the subjects and school activities given to students, curriculum as prevention, curriculum as an agenda for social reconstruction, curriculum is equal to syllabus plus co-curricular activities plus school experience plus educational environment. Kotare Commission strongly emphasized that we lay great emphasis on making science an important element in school curriculum. We therefore recommend that science and mathematics should be taught on compulsory basis to all pupils as a part of general education during first 10 years of schooling. In addition, there should be provision of special course in these subjects at secondary stage for students of more than average ability. Principles of curriculum construction. Principle of child centeredness. Principle of creativity. Principle of activity centeredness. Principle of community centeredness. Principle of integration. Principle of totality of experience. Principle of flexibility. Principle of elasticity and variety. Principle of correlated with other subjects. Principle of development of scientific attitude, principle of conservation, principle of need, principle of utility, principle of earning of livelihood, principle of elasticity and variety, principle of diversification. Kotari Commission's guidelines for constructing curriculum. The following important guidelines for constructing have been suggested by the Qatari Commission. The school curriculum must be upgraded from time to time through research. The curriculum must be revised periodically. The preparation of textbooks and teaching material must be done on a large scale. Orientation courses must be organized for the teachers with respect to that revised curriculum time to time. Ample freedom must be given to the schools to experiment with a new variety of curricula with reference to their needs. National Curriculum Framework in India. NCERT developed National Curriculum Framework NCF in 1975 on the recommendations of Education Policy in 1968. First time in 1986, the country as a whole had a National Policy of Education NPE 1986, which envisions National Curriculum Framework as a means of modernizing education. NPE 1986 emphasized a relevant, flexible, and learning centered curriculum. NPE 1986 recommended a common core component in school education throughout the country. Based on NPE 1986 recommendations, NCERT prepared the National Curriculum Framework for School Education in 1988, NCF 1975, following recommendations of Educational Policy in 1968, NCF 1988, following recommendations of Educational Policy in 1986, NCF 2000, revised NCF 1988, NCF 2005, revised NCF of 2000. Recently, the Government of India has constituted a 9 members committee on 24 June 2017 for preparation of the draft National Education Policy under the chairmanship of eminent scientist Padma Vibhushan Dr. K. Kasturrangan. This committee will supersede the TSR Subramanian committee that prepared a report in early 2016. Physical Science Curriculum Organization. Curriculum organization, it is a framework or a plan of action for preparing a course of study or a set of students' experiences. It is a deliberate process of devising, planning, and selecting the elements, techniques, and procedures of curriculum. Steps in curriculum organization: consideration of the educational aims to be achieved, formulation of educational objectives, selection and organization of the content, procedures or methods to be used to accomplish aims, the selection of the techniques for the evaluation of outcomes, the selection of references and materials to be used by the learners and by the teachers, determination of specific grade outcomes and standards of attainment. Types of curriculum organization. Correlated subject centered. It refers to the teaching of two subjects in close relationship. Fused subject centered. It brings together two or more subjects and teaching is done in combination. Core. Two or more class periods are scheduled sequentially and are assigned to the same teacher. Integrated. It means that teaching content in such a way as to erase subject matter lines completely, thus using subject matter as a resource in a developing unit or project children rather than the subjects are interchanged. Unified curriculum. It is so similar to fused curriculum as to be considered synonymous. Broad fields. It is a variation of fusion, combining history, civics, and geography in social studies, creates a broad field. Subject centered activity curriculum. This makes use of activity in projects to make learning meaningful. It involves art and craft works. Experience curriculum. It is a general term for curriculum organization which is flexibly planned so that the experiences of children serve their needs and purposes in ways consistent with principles of human development. Approaches to curriculum organization. The main purpose of these approaches is to maintain relevance, balance, and continuity between topics, concepts, and methods. Topical approach. Topics from a particular subject are selected and arranged in an order. It is difficult to provide coherence, sequence, and balance. No future learning of the content. The content of topic selected will be explained in detail in the same class. Once completed, the topic will not be studied at any other class. For example, topics like electronics, polymers, etc. appear only in class 10. This method is suitable for higher classes. This is the simplest of all the approaches to curriculum organization. Logical and psychological approach. A sequential arrangement of the topics of the syllabus is known as a logical approach because it is based upon some logic. The sequential order is based upon the psychological principles of learning and teaching. It is known as psychological approach. The topics in the syllabus would be organized in an orderly pattern using some logical principles like simple to complex. This could be applied to the topics in the same class or it could be spread over some classes. For example, introductory aspects provided in the primary stage may become comprehensive detailed in the higher secondary stage. Subject centered approach. The syllabus is organized around certain conceptual schemes which represented interrelated concepts. It is known as conceptual approach or subject centered approach. Subject matter is selected and organized. Subject matter is selected and organized before the teaching situation. It gives more importance to the subject than other aspects. Activity centered approach. Learning through some activities. It is a student centered in nature. This approach lays emphasis on the process of subject or different methods of teaching subject and students are involved in activities. According to John Dewey, activity curriculum is a continuous stream of child's activities, unbroken by systematic subjects and springing from the interests and personal felt needs of the child. Knowledge is the outcome of the activities, is emphasized in this approach. The best way to learn science is by doing. Spiral and concentric approach. The spiral curriculum is predicated on a cognitive theory advanced by Jerome Bernard. Key features of the spiral curriculum based on Bernard's work are the student revisits a topic, theme, or subject several times throughout their school career. The complexity of the topic or theme increases with each revisit. New learning has a relationship with old learning and is put in context with the old information. The spiral curriculum also allows a logical progression from simplistic ideas to complicated ideas. The information is reinforced and solidified each time to the student revisits the subject matter. A spiral curriculum can be defined as a course of study in which students will be see the same topics throughout their school career, with each encounter increasing in complexity and reinforcing previous learning. Learning can be extended from one grade level to another for reinforcement and the development of deeper meanings, and the content is arranged in a spiral manner. The whole curriculum is spread over a number of years. A general treatment of almost all the topics are attempted at the beginning, and it is developed in successive years according to the mental development of the pupils. In the beginning of the course, the whole aspect is given to the pupils in a simplified way. In the next year, more and more details of its parts are added. It follows the maximum of teaching, such as from simple to complex, easy to difficult, etc. A year work in a subject spread over several years in terms of increasing maturity of the students. Integrated approach or interdisciplinary approach. An interdisciplinary curriculum combines several school subjects into one active project or is organized to cut across subject matter lines, bringing together various aspects of the curriculum into a meaningful association. In interdisciplinary science curriculum, science is treated as one discipline, a combination of separate disciplines such as physics, chemistry, biology. It includes learning activities from several specialized areas. This approach advocated by such well-known educational theorists by John Dewey and Meredith Smith. Curriculum development. Curriculum development is the practical aspect of management of curriculum. Curriculum development is a process of improving the curriculum. Curriculum development is defined as planned, a purposeful, progressive, and systematic process to create positive improvements in the educational system. Curriculum development can be defined as a systematic planning of what is taught and learned in schools, as reflected in course of study and school programs. NCERT develops National Curriculum Framework, which provides guidelines for developing syllabi and textbooks and school curriculum. Please like, share, subscribe my channel.